Security cameras are meant to keep you safe, but sometimes they catch things you were never supposed to see. The worst part is, these all look completely real. Here are 3 CCTV stories that still don't make sense. Story 1. The figure outside the camera. It started because of a parcel that went missing. Nothing major. Just something I'd ordered online that showed as delivered, but wasn't there when I got home. I checked around the porch, asked a neighbor, even waited a day in case it turned up. It didn't. So I did what most people would do. I checked the security camera. We had a small camera set up above the front door. Nothing fancy. Just something my dad installed a while back that records motion and saves clips to an app. I opened it up and scrolled back to the time the parcel was marked as delivered. At first, everything looked normal. The delivery driver walked up, placed the package down, took a photo, and left. No issues. About 5 minutes later, someone else walked into frame. I paused the video, replayed it. It was a person, standing just at the edge of the camera's view, not fully in frame, just enough to be seen. They didn't walk up to the door, didn't move forward. They just stood there, watching the package. I felt a bit uneasy, but I kept watching. After about 10 seconds, the person stepped forward, picked up the parcel, and walked off. That was it. I leaned back, slightly annoyed, more than anything. Just someone taking advantage. But something about it stuck with me. So I replayed it again, this time slower. And that's when I noticed something. The person never actually entered the frame properly. They were always at the edge, like they were careful not to be seen. But they were still close enough to take the parcel. That didn't make sense. I zoomed in as much as I could. The image got grainy, blurry, but I could still make out the shape. Tall, wearing something dark. Face completely unclear. I told myself it was just the angle. Bad lighting. Still, it felt off. I closed the app and forgot about it. Or at least, I tried to. That night, I got another notification. Motion detected, front door. I opened the app straight away. The live feed showed nothing. Empty porch. Closed gate. I checked the recording. The clip loaded. And there it was again. The same figure. Standing in the exact same place. At the edge of the frame. Not moving. Just there. I stared at the screen, waiting for it to do something. But it didn't. The clip ended after about 20 seconds. No movement. No approach. Nothing. Just standing. I felt that same tight feeling in my chest. Why come back and do nothing? I checked the time. 2:13 a.m. I got up slowly, walked to the front door, didn't open it, just stood there, listening. Silence. I looked through the small gap in the curtain. Nothing outside. The porch was empty. I went back to my room, tried to ignore it, but I couldn't. So I checked the app again, scrolled through older recordings, and that's when it got worse. There were more clips, from earlier nights, all at around the same time, and in every single one, the figure was there. Same position, same stillness, just standing at the edge of the camera, like it had been coming back every night. And I'd never noticed. My chest felt heavier now. I picked one of the older clips, watched it again. This time, I focused on the background. The street, the gate. Everything looked normal, except for one thing. In that clip, the figure moved, just slightly. Its head, it turned, not toward the door, toward the camera, like it knew it was being watched. I closed the app immediately. My hands felt cold. I didn't check again that night. Didn't go near the door. The next morning, I went outside, looked around the porch, the garden. Nothing. No footprints. No signs of anyone. Everything normal. Too normal. I told myself it was just someone messing around. Maybe the camera was glitching. Maybe I was overthinking. But that night, I got another notification. Motion detected, front door. I didn't open it straight away. I just sat there, staring at my phone. Then slowly, I tapped it. The clip loaded, and for the first time, the figure wasn't at the edge. It was closer, much closer, standing directly in front of the door, facing it, completely still. My heart started racing. I stared at the screen, waiting. Then, very slowly, it leaned forward, as if trying to look inside. The clip ended. I didn't go to the door, didn't check outside. I just sat there, listening, waiting for a knock that never came. I checked the footage again in the morning. That last clip was gone, deleted. No record of it, just the earlier ones, with the figure still standing, at the edge of the frame, like it had never moved at all. Story 2. The clip I don't remember recording. I only checked the footage because I couldn't sleep. It was one of those nights where everything feels quiet, but not in a good way. The kind of quiet where every small sound stands out more than it should. So I did what I usually do when I can't sleep. I grabbed my phone and started scrolling. That's when I saw the notification. Motion detected, living room camera. I frowned. We had a camera in the living room, but it was mainly there for when we went on holiday. It wasn't something I checked often. I looked at the time. 3:08 a.m. That didn't make sense. I was home. I sat up slightly, looked toward my bedroom door. Still closed. Then I opened the app. The clip loaded. At first, nothing. Just the living room. Dark. Still. The only light was coming from the street outside, faintly through the curtains. I was about to close it. Then I saw movement. Near the sofa. Something shifted. I leaned closer to my screen. The footage was grainy, but I could make out a shape. Someone sitting there. I froze. Completely. The figure wasn't moving much. Just sitting. Facing slightly away from the camera. I felt my chest tighten. There was no one else in the house. I watched the clip again. Same thing. The figure didn't stand up. Didn't walk around. Just sat there. Then slowly, its head turned toward the camera. The clip ended. I didn't move for a few seconds. My brain was trying to make sense of it. Maybe it was old footage. Maybe the app bugged out. So I checked the timestamp. 3:08 a.m. Just minutes ago. My heart started beating faster. I got out of bed. Slowly. Walked to my door. Placed my hand on the handle. Paused. I didn't want to open it. But I had to know. I opened it slightly. The hallway was dark. Silent. No movement. I stepped out. Each step careful. Quiet. I made my way to the top of the stairs. Looked down. The living room was dark. Exactly like in the footage. I listened. Nothing. No sound. No movement. I told myself it was nothing. Just a glitch. I walked downstairs. Slowly. Every step felt louder than usual. When I reached the bottom, I stopped. The living room was right there. I looked in. Empty. No one on the sofa. Nothing out of place. I let out a breath. I even walked in. Checked properly. Nothing. I stood there for a moment, trying to calm myself down. Then I did something I regret. I checked the app again. The clip was still there. I played it. Same footage. The figure on the sofa. But this time, I noticed something different. The position. The way it was sitting. The posture. It looked familiar. Too familiar. I paused the video. Zoomed in. As much as I could. The quality got worse. But I could still see enough. Clothes. Shape. My stomach dropped. It was Mia. Sitting on the sofa. Exactly how I usually sit. Same hoodie. Same posture. I felt cold instantly. That didn't make sense. I had been in my room. I hadn't gone downstairs. I know I hadn't. I replayed the clip again, watched closely. The figure, me, just sat there, not moving. Then slowly, my head turned, but not like before. Not toward the camera, toward the stairs, toward where I would be standing. My chest tightened, because that's exactly where I was, at the top of the stairs, watching. I closed the app immediately. My hands were shaking now. I went back upstairs, locked my door. I didn't sleep. I just sat there, waiting for morning. When it finally came, I went downstairs again, checked the living room. Everything normal. Too normal. I opened the app again. The clip was still there, but something had changed. The timestamp. It no longer said 3:08 a.m. It said 2:41 a.m., a time I don't remember being awake. And the worst part, when I checked my phone activity, there was no record of me using it at that time. Like I was somewhere else, or doing something I don't remember. I don't check that camera anymore, because I don't know what I'll see, or if next time, I'll be looking at myself again. Story 3, the delivery that didn't leave. It was just before midnight when I ordered it. I wasn't even that hungry, just bored. Scrolling through my phone, not really doing anything, and I thought food might help me stay up a bit longer. So I placed the order. Nothing special, just something quick. The house was completely quiet. My parents were away, and I had it to myself. I remember checking the doors earlier. Front door, back door, all locked. Everything felt normal. About 20 minutes later, I got the notification. Your order is arriving. I got up, walked toward the front door. Before I even reached it, there was a knock. Quick, sharp. I paused. That was fast. I checked the app again. It still said arriving, not delivered. That felt a bit off. I walked closer to the door. Hello. I called out. No response. I stood there for a second, then unlocked the door, opened it slightly. No one there. Just the food on the ground. I stepped outside, looked left, right, empty street. No car, no driver, nothing. I frowned, picked up the food, went back inside, locked the door. That uneasy feeling started again. Why knock and leave immediately? I went to the kitchen, put the bag down. Then I noticed something. The receipt. There wasn't one. Usually, there's always something, even a small slip. This one had nothing, just the bag. I stood there for a moment, looking at it. Then my phone buzzed. A notification. Your order has been delivered. I stared at it. Delivered. It already was. Why the delay? I opened the app, tried to check the driver, but there was no information. No name, no car, nothing. That's when I heard it. A sound. From the hallway. A soft movement. I froze. Slowly turned my head. The hallway light was off. Dark. I stepped toward it. Carefully. Hello. I called out again. Nothing. Then, a faint creak. From the front door. My stomach dropped. I walked back quickly. The door was still closed. Still locked. But the handle moved slightly. I stepped back, heart racing now. Then it stopped. Silence. I didn't move. Then, a knock. But this time, it wasn't from outside. It came from inside the house. Behind me. I turned slowly. The hallway. Dark. Empty. Then, another knock. Louder. From deeper inside. Like someone was standing further in, hitting something. I backed up, every instinct telling me to leave. But I couldn't. I was stuck. Then my phone buzzed again. Another notification. Enjoy your meal. My hands were shaking now. I looked back toward the kitchen. The bag was still on the counter, unopened. But it looked different, slightly moved, like someone had touched it. I walked toward it slowly, reached out, opened the bag. Inside, the food was gone. Completely gone. Just empty containers. I felt my chest tighten. Then, another knock. Right behind me. Close. Too close. I dropped the bag. Turned around. Nothing there. Just the empty kitchen. Silence. Then my phone buzzed one last time. I looked down. A message. You should have waited. I didn't stay in the house after that. I grabbed my keys. Left. Didn't look back. And I haven't ordered food late at night since. Because I don't think that delivery was meant to be dropped off. I think it was meant to be opened. If any of these felt a little too real, drop a like so I know. And tell me which one got to you. I will read every comment. If you want more stories like this, subscribe. Just be careful what you watch next.